AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Matt?
You're a loser, Matt!
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
You so. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Cat Terrell's here in an hour. Michael Anderson will be in our studio here in about 15 minutes. Boot Up Customs. Got a new line he's unveiling. Throwing it back to 2019. You might have seen it on social media. Pretty excited about it, man. So we'll be here in about 15 minutes to talk about it. Also, a lot of the interaction he's had with Lane Kiffin, who's repping some of the merch as well. Do that coming up here shortly. Saints made a lot of waves on the opening day of free agency. Comings and goings. Alontae Taylor got paid like a top 10 cornerback in the NFL. It's crazy, but Godspeed, Tennessee. You had money to burn, and they burned it. 3 years, $60 million for Alontae Taylor. Hated seeing Demario Davis leave. 2 years, $22 million, $15 million guaranteed. Last contract he's going to sign in the NFL. Got a multi-year deal and $15 million guaranteed. He reunites with Aaron Glenn. I get it. Respect. And the Saints went and added Travis Etienne, David Edwards. You got a running back, got an offensive lineman. So it's pretty clear now. They added Noah Fant at tight end. It's pretty clear now your next objective, if you're going to go veteran wide receiver in free agency, you could do that offensively. But all of the attention now has to turn to the defensive side of the ball. You've lost your middle linebacker. You've lost a starting defensive back, and you have some real needs on that side of the ball now that you have to address. And it's worth noting that as we sit here today, and all this is very fluid and subject to change, but the New Orleans Saints, according to Spotrac, are sitting at an estimated $19.7 million in free cap space. That's after Tuesday, they restructured Erik McCoy's contract. Ross Jackson has this write-up over at LouisianaSports.net if you're interested. But they restructured the contract, freeing up $7.36 million in cap space for this season. So the Saints are a hair under $20 million in available cap space to spend. Now, remember, you have to count your draft class against this cap. So you still have to keep in mind to be able to sign your draft picks, you still have to have enough cap space to be able to sign your draft picks coming up next month or whenever they'll sign before training camp or whenever you get them signed. But the point is that $20 million, you still have part of it that's got to be earmarked for your draft. But you obviously still have space to go sign more players. Say it all the time, actions speak louder than words. If they were done spending in this big first wave free agency, they wouldn't have gone and freed up $7.36 million in cap space by restructuring Erik McCoy if they weren't looking to spend it. You don't go take out a line of credit at the bank if you don't intend to draw on that line of credit. You did it for a reason. You don't just say, it'd be fun today. Go take out a loan. No, you're doing it for an intended purpose. Clearly, they have an intended purpose. So as I look at New Orleans, what needs they have and who's still out there, I think cornerback probably is their biggest one and maybe the biggest opportunity. Yes, they need to go sign an off-the-ball linebacker to replace Demario Davis. I like Danny Stutzman a lot, and Pete Werner's been a good player for you. I'm not sure you go into this season convinced that Stutzman becomes Demario Davis. Is he a 150 tackle guy? You drafted Jalen Ford 2 years ago. Maybe he can give you some depth, but you're going to need to add another body, a competent body there. Maybe you do that in free agency. You've got numbers at receiver. You need a game breaker. I don't know if the Saints are going to look to go invest heavily in the free agent market in a big name receiver. Certainly, we've talked plenty about that with the draft. The spot that seems the most obvious to me is cornerback. And if New Orleans maybe felt certain about where they were picking in the draft and who was available at that spot, maybe at 8 they'd be looking at, and maybe they will still be looking at Mansour Delane, McCoy from Tennessee, maybe somewhere later in the draft. But they let Alontae Taylor walk, and by the way, which I believe is 100% the right decision. If the market was for Alontae Taylor was 3 years, $60 million, paying him as a top 10 cornerback, letting him walk was the right call. I will stand in line with our buddy Gumsmack and Mick on this one. Not paying Alontae Taylor like a top 10 cornerback was 100% the right decision. You drafted him, you've had him, you know the player, he ain't a boundary corner, certainly not a top 10 one in the NFL. So letting him walk instead of paying that ransom, smart. But you got to address that position. Because Kool-Aid is not a number one, and Quincy Riley, I think, and Kool-Aid are not a great 1-2 punch in tandem. I think both are NFL players. Again, I think Kool-Aid at 2, Quincy Riley a nickel. You need your legit elite number one corner. So who is that? When you look at the free agents that are available based on market value right now that are available in this market, Cam Taylor-Britt from Cincinnati, 26 years old. His projected market value is $9.1 million. Followed by Marshawn Lattimore, Tariq Woolen, Trevon Diggs, Roger McCreary, Jack Jones, Jonathan Jones, Rasul Douglas, Miles Bryant. This is the list that you're looking at as far as the available free agents. And if New Orleans wants to go shopping at the top of that market, hard to imagine going back to Marshawn Lattimore at nearly 30 years old. But Cam Taylor-Britt or Tariq Woolen, both at 26 years old, on a multi-year deal, that feels very doable at $8 million per. You're looking in the neighborhood of a 32 to 4-year, $35 million deal. I can get down with that for those guys at roughly half the price of what Alontae Taylor got from the Tennessee Titans. And when you look at Tariq Woolen, this is a guy who in his career, look, he drafted by Seattle. He was a 5th round pick when he was taken by Seattle back in 22. And he has been started for the first 3 years of his career. This past year started 7 of the 16 games, but in his career, 64 games played, 53 starts. He's got 12 career interceptions over 4 seasons. This is a guy who conceivably you could get affordably, who's better on the boundary than the 2 guys you currently have, who now would give you a young veteran option that's more affordable and quite honestly a better player than what you just had with Alontae Taylor. I'm not saying that I'm pounding the table saying the Saints have to go sign Tariq Woolen. My point is, it's an illustration of the options that are available. We did the same exercise talking about all the interior offensive linemen that were available for the Saints when we were going one by one at the ones that were going to hit free agency. We talked about David Edwards, and we talked about Ed Ingram, and we talked about Wyatt Teller, and we weighed the pros and the cons. Ultimately, you knew the Saints were going to spend there. Like, they had to go be a buyer in that market, and they were, and they got David Edwards, and we all should be excited about that because they addressed a need with a veteran player who's very good. Paid for it, but you needed to. It's just an illustration to say you could go into 2026 with Kool-Aid Quincy Riley and then let's see what happens in the draft, or you just freed up cash to spend. There are proven starting options from guys that are young veterans, like Reek Woolen, who's 4 years into his career, is 26 years old. He's played in 64 games with 53 starts. He's more experienced and accomplished than anybody in your secondary at corner right now, and you can get him for, according to market value, just north of $8 million per. I would love to see the Saints at their next big move to be to address cornerback in this veteran free agent market. You start to check all those boxes, then you go into the draft not desperate for a position, and you can draft best available and let it go work out like it is. The best example that I can give of that was back in 2017 when they took Ryan Ramczyk. Remember, they traded Brandon Cooks. They got the Patriots' first-round pick. It was number 32 in round 1. They had Zach Strief at right tackle, and they drafted Ryan Ramczyk, who they thought was the best right tackle in the draft. He was sitting there at 32, and they took the guy they thought was the best right tackle in the draft. And Zach Strief, unfortunately, got injured in that camp, and the rest is history. Ramczyk became the best right tackle in football. So it allows you the opportunity to draft value. It's what we've got to see the Saints do whenever the draft rolls around next month, but you can only do that. Like, I would love it if this was inverted. I would love if the draft was before free agency. It just doesn't work like that. So in the meantime, address your needs in veteran free agency with affordable options that are sensible, and then go draft the best available and build your roster back that way. On their way. All right, it's After Further Review, brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. OLOLRMC.com/LSU. OLOLRMC.com/LSU for Our Lady of the Lake. Of course, great supporters of all of Tiger Athletics. Baseball season starting to get rolling right now. Championship health partner of Jay Johnson's Tigers. You'll see so many of those NIL deals that we'll tell you about here as the Tigers move through this season as they push toward what we hope will be a title defense. But in the meantime, it's not just LSU student athletes. It's the students at the health center. They got that contract with Our Lady of the Lake. It's the Our Lady of the Lake Men's Health Clinic, where I'm a member with Dr. Kurt Chastain, who's my primary care physician. It's all the specialized care. If it's cancer, stroke, heart, pediatrics, they do it all. FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. OLOLRMC.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together we roar. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. We're glad you're hanging out with us on this Tuesday, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. You want to weigh in on any of the Saints stuff, feel free. Email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Lots of ways you can get involved in the show. We are going to talk to Kat Terrell in about 45 minutes at the top of hour number 3. She broke the news earlier today, the McCoy restructure. So we'll get Kat's take on what the Saints have done, what they still have to do, how it might affect the draft. We'll do all that coming up here in about 45 minutes from right now. All right, let me knock out a quick break. We'll come back. We're going to throw it back to 2019. Why not? Let's get wild, y'all. It's AFR.
AFR.
REV, let's rev. Let's rev.com. Let's rev.com. Let's rev.com. Rev, y'all, awesome people. Local, 90 years of local experience, 90 years of helping local homeowners, local business owners. You need high-speed internet, you need Rev. By the way, backed by an all-fiber network. Speeds up to 5 gigs in an all-fiber network. So when awful weather comes through, knocks down trees and branches, you don't have to worry about it falling on power lines and knocking out your cable, knocking out your internet. It's fiber. It's buried under the ground. Need that? You need your telephone system for your business. You need home automation, cable. They got all of it at Rev, and they're backed by local support. So when you call Rev, you're calling a local call center with people who live, work, play in your community that are responsive to you. And, of course, they're here. And they're going to give you a great price. REV. Let'sRev.com. Check them out online. Let'sRev.com.
After Further Review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
She's even kind of crazy about my farmer's tan. She's the only one who really understands what gets me. She thinks my tractor's sexy.
I'm glad you're back with us here. Tuesday edition of AFR. We're powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. I don't know, like 6 years ago, I did this kind of like super viral rant. It was actually awesome. It's one of the few things that people still bring up to me this day. When LSU won the national championship, they went to the White House. They did get the GAT. I said it was the Oval Office. It was actually a blue room. It doesn't really matter. But I kind of went crazy on it. Everybody knows the video at this point. And one of the coolest things ever, man. The swaggiest team in the history of ever. And I got Michael Anderson from Boot Up Customs is throwing it back 6 years to 2015. This popped up into my feed the other day. We were texting a little bit. And really excited about this project, man. Michael and Josiah are in studio with us. Gentlemen, what's up? You need to pull that mic way closer. Right, you got to be way, way closer. So, turn that off while he moves it, please. There you go. You got to get like right up on it. What's up, fellas? How are y'all?
What's up, man? Glad to be here, Matt. Appreciate you as always.
Of course, man. Okay. All right, just start from scratch. What's going on?
Yeah, so I got my boy Josiah here, basically head of content over here at Boot Up. He's doing all my videos, everything. We've been working together for the last, 2.5 years, done 25 million views. As much as I'll take credit for my brand, obviously can't do it without Josiah, so excited for him to be here as well.
Sure, man.
So we're working on a release for 15-0 to throw back as a clothing collection for the 2019 national champs. And a little known story with Get the Gat is the day that was filmed in the locker room, I was actually there. And so with the help of my boy Josiah and Clyde Edwards-Hilaire and Sean, the original actual creator of the video, we got to tell that story.
So remind us of the story. Everybody remembers Get the Gat, right? That was such a viral part of 2019, which had when you sort of really like relive and unpack 2019, it's just insanity. Just the way the whole season went down, the Burrow wave against Texas, Get the Gat part of it, the win against Alabama, Burrow's Heisman speech, all of the hype videos throughout that season, like just everything about that team, all the way up through the White House and everything was an incredible thing. But tell us a story of like the origin of the Get the Gat story for those that don't remember.
Yeah, well, and actually for me, it was just one of those like crazy moments where I was just like right place, right time. So I was in the locker room. It was actually, I was giving cleats to Jamar Chase that day. And that was the first pair of cleats that I ever made. So first pair of cleats I've ever made were in the LSU locker room. And they come up to us with the camera, and I didn't know what was going on. But actually the original video, Jamar and I are in the thumbnail and the first frame of the video.
Okay.
And Jamar has one of the cleats in his hand. Right.
There it is right there for those watching. Yeah.
Yeah. So with Josiah's help, we got to tell that story, and with this new collection, wanted to bring the dance back, and obviously what a magical time that was for everyone.
That was amazing. So your start. So explain for everyone like 15-0 this new collection. Like, so what are you doing?
Yeah. So we started the clothing brand of Boot Up, I guess a year and a half ago. And this is our second drop. It's our biggest one. We've got 15 new items. It's releasing on March 17th at 4 p.m. So we've got 15 new pieces to celebrate the 2019 National Championship team, the greatest team of all time. And like some of the other brands, they just didn't do it right, and so I had to do it right for everybody.
So Josiah, you got this is one of the shirts that's going to be part of the release, right? This as well, which you're both wearing.
Man, yes, sir.
So what? Give me some of the thought behind some of the ideas behind the design. You designed everything, Michael, right? So Josiah, what's your role?
So anything that has to do with the social media content, from the outside, it looks like I'm doing all the videos and everything, but you can ask Michael. It's a little bit more than that on the back end, kind of ideating things, and any sort of idea for a clothing item or a video gets run by me. So really, a lot of the behind the scenes of the brand I'm involved with.
Yeah, and look, let me take a second right now to brag on Josiah, right? Because like he's humble. So Josiah's only 17, right? So he's still he was in high school earlier today, right? He had class today.
Oh, so that's why you'll have to come in 4:15.
So that's why he come in 4. Yeah, right.
So Josiah was out of school.
Yeah, right. So no, and So I met Josiah 2.5 years ago. He was 15 years old, and I remember when we pulled up to shoot a video, and I didn't know how old he was because he just had his like work on Instagram. And he gets out the car, out the passenger door because his mom was dropping him off. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how old are you? But really, I mean, that's one of those things that's just like God's timing, man. I mean, meeting Josiah has changed my life for the better. Both like my brand, my business, and just my life in general. And when I mean, he does everything, and it's like there's not really anything that I do that I don't run by him. I'll say this: he is the best videographer in Louisiana. I'll put him up against anybody, no matter what. But also one of the most genuine and talented and humble and just incredible people I've ever met. And
That's
so
awesome, man.
It really is so special to be able to work with him and have him on this. And like, I mean, the rollout's crazy, right? We've got all kinds of videos and all kinds of stuff, and he's a genius. And it has been, you guys just go check out our Instagrams, man. There's some really, really, truly incredible stuff.
So the Instagram it's Boot Up Custom. So it's
Boot Up. So the Boot Up is clothing.
Just
Yep.
Boot Up. All right. So okay, I see it there. So it's Boot Up on Instagram, and you got some of the content there pinned. But you've been dropping, like, is this just like a slow release, just teases, so to speak?
Yeah. So I think you'll have the photo. You can throw the photo up of the collection itself. So we've got the 15 new items that are on there. So we are kind of building up the hype with it. It's not fully out yet. There's actually a reason. I'll share that in a second. Why we're releasing it on March 17th. I think you're gonna like this, Matt.
Okay.
But we've got these 15 new items, and then we're doing basically 21 days in a row of content. So 2 weeks leading up to it, and then a week after. And it really is like it's the best stuff we've ever put out. It's the thing that I'm the most proud of. And Josiah just absolutely crushed all of it. We posted a picture of so. We got asked to go to Lane Kiffin's office to style him for Endymion.
I love it,
right?
dude.
So I posted a picture today, y'all. Look, how about this? Everybody that goes onto the picture that I just posted on get.like.mike, if y'all go tag Lane Kiffin and then tag Matt Moscona, I'm gonna send everybody a DM for 15% off. But we got to go meet Lane Kiffin in his office, style him for Endymion. It was unbelievable. So we just got stuff coming out left and right. Tomorrow we're dropping another huge video. Really is the best stuff we've ever worked on.
So the play neck hat that Lane was wearing, that's yours.
Yep.
Right? That. What else was he wearing for Endymion that day that was yours?
So he was wearing our sneakers.
Got it.
Wearing our
Oh,
sneakers.
yeah.
And actually got a little surprise for you today, Matt. So he was wearing that.
Love
Come on,
surprises.
man. Come on, baby. So we got that, and then we gave him the Burrows shirt, and then Haley Bryant was wearing that, and then Cookie. So I think Lane's nephew was rocking the play neck hat as well. So that was pretty cool.
Bro, Cookie wears the play neck hat everywhere.
Dude, he's amazing.
Like, in everything that Lane posts. But he is just a kind of a viral sensation, right? Like it's incredible to watch everything that he does or says or touches just explode the way that it does.
Yeah. Well, and actually it's funny. So I'm doing the Boot Up sports stuff that I do. I'm only doing this for LSU, right? I'm not. If Alabama called me, if the athletic director at Alabama called me and said, "Hey, I got $1 million for you if you design our collection," I'm gonna say no.
Bro, you better
I'm
design that collection.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, man. I'm not doing it. Now, listen. Well, we're gonna do some stuff that's for everybody, like nationwide, that's not sports related and whatever. And actually, one of the things I'm working on that will drop this summer probably is gonna tell my story from like when I was younger until now. And I'm thinking we're gonna use Cookie as like the little boy. So
oh, cool.
That reminded me of that. Yeah, but look, this is for the culture, right? Like there's all kinds of brands that'll slap a logo on of any different school because they care about money. I don't care about money, man. I'm doing this because I love it so much. I'm doing this because I care about the community that raised me. I moved back here from Austin because doing stuff with Texas and doing other stuff is not fulfilling for me. Like I'm here doing this for LSU. I want to make the players look good and play good on the field. I want to help with recruiting. I want to bring more businesses into NIL. I want to build it here. And it's like when I was coming through high school and whatever, it's like there's kind of like this thought of you had to like leave to make it happen. Well, I'm back here to show everybody that you don't have to do that and that we can build it here.
Love that. It's interesting if you're watching the show, it's actually interesting that you came on Tuesday because Tuesday's show we're sponsored by Sunshine, and every day we have the AFR custom sneakers on the set. Well, Michael did those with sunshine for me and for AFR. So there's a ton of, to your point, there's a ton of great synergies with local businesses, a lot of NIL stuff you've done. I know, like with a lot of the cleat designs, and we talked about with Skeens, Cruz. Help me. I know you did a collab with Livy Dunn. I know you've done it.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah,
Tyron Matthew,
Tyron,
Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors. I mean, we can.
Yeah. The list goes. So the point is, man, like everybody in the LSU circle culturally, everything is wearing Michael's stuff. So all right. So what do we got to remind people? So March 17th is a week from today. A week from today, it's dropping.
So wait, Josiah, what was the date? What is it?
March 17th.
March 17th.
Oh yeah. Okay.
What time is it? What time is it, Josiah?
4 p.m.
Okay, so March 17th is 3/17.
Yeah.
3rd and 17 day. We dropping on 3rd and 17.
All right. Let's go, man.
And look, we might even recreate the play or something for y'all. We might, and it's funny because I just moved back from Austin, right? And so I know I got some Texas people out there, but we had to do it to them on 3rd and 17 day.
Were you just walking around Austin, repping your purple and gold all the time, getting dirty looks?
Yeah, and obviously, and they're new to the SEC, so it's not too bad. But I am excited for them coming back to Tiger Stadium this fall and all that. So yeah, it'll be. You guys can make sure y'all check out Josiah's page. It's at Josiah Christo. He's seriously unbelievable. Just the best in the business. A bright young star, and amazing for us to be connected to be able to tell that story and kind of pass this on to the next generation. I have some, I wanted to read this if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead, man, for sure.
So this is it's kind of like a thank you note that I'm putting in all the packages. So boot up exists for the moment right before the leap, the spark, the ignition, the choice to trust yourself enough to try. That moment when you take the first step, we capture it and we turn it into something you can wear. Magic in every stitch. And so I'm just a dude, man, putting one foot after the other. And that's what I want to leave with people is, just try, just like go for it. And like if you Google boot up or ChatGPT boot up, it's like to turn on, to power on. And so that, that's what it's all about. And that's what we're trying to do. And also, building it here in Louisiana.
Bootup.com. Make sure you follow on social as well. Instagram, bootup, get.like.mike, and Josiah Christo.
Yes, sir.
Cristo.
Correct.
If you want to follow Josiah on Insta as well. So can people pre-order or they got to wait till the 17th on the drop?
Yeah, got to wait till the 17th at 4 p.m. It's going to sell out. So y'all got to be on the site at on 3/17 at 4 p.m. Like I said, well, and actually, before I forget, let me
3rd and 17 day. It's so good. 3rd and 17 day is so good, man. I was like, where are you going? And shame on me for not remembering that's
Come
what
on, man. That was part of the rant.
Yeah, that should have been it. What we got, dude? Very nice, man. Thank you very much, man. What are we working with?
You'll see.
All right. Oh, the lows. Look at my guy. You got my size?
Yeah, come on now.
Oh, my God, I got my size. Thank you, bro. That is so kind, man.
Yeah,
I am
of course,
so thankful, man. Josiah, thank you so much.
Thank
Muse,
you.
we got to get some Get the Gat on the way out, man. So wait, what? For those who are watching, walk us through what I got in my hands here.
Yeah, so these are some like the Travis Scott version Tiger King lows. They,
Oh my God, dude.
like made with like pony hair. They got the like tiger fur on them. Yeah, so we just dropped that too. So that'll be up there for y'all.
I got my highs, man. I bought them last time. They are proudly displayed in my house. Got the lows now too. I might wear these the rest of the day, bro. Going to watch Drew at Miracle League tonight. Maybe I'll rock these out there and everyone will be like, there you go, man. I love it, dude.
Yeah, and we'll have to come back after everything drops. Maybe do a giveaway for the viewers or something. But
Would love to.
man,
Would love to do that.
Thank you so much for having us,
Bro,
man.
it's our pleasure, man.
Been like a big bro to us, man, from the beginning, and honestly, way before everybody else was riding the wave. So we appreciate that.
It's my pleasure. This is very kind. Thank you, Josiah. Happy for you too, man. I know we've crossed paths a few times.
Yeah.
Love seeing your work. Michael Anderson, Josiah Christo. Boot Up. Get on Instagram, bootup.com, bootup.com. You're 1 week away from the big drop, the biggest drop ever, the 15-0 drop. I mean, can you imagine? Like, I got goosebumps, bro. We get to relive 2019.
The West Bank, baby.
We got West Bank on you, bro. Get the gat done. Awesome, bro. Good to see you, man.
Yes,
Thanks
sir,
for coming
man.
in.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Let me knock out a quick break. We'll come back. Got some Saints free agent meetings. Lots of stuff. Cat Terrell here in about 30 minutes. It's AFR.
AFR.
60 seconds to remind you about our friends over at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Yeah, Got ED, they can help. If you don't have ED, awesome, I'm fired up for you. Hormone replacement therapy is something I tell you about all the time as well. Get your levels checked, see if you're a candidate. But I got to tell you about peptides. And I'm so happy with how many people are starting to learn about peptides and the amazing benefits that peptide supplementation can help in your life. I've been on BPC 157, amazing for healing. If you have injuries, I have chronic back pain, had chronic back pain. It has been transformative. NAD+, cellular optimization, incredible energy levels. That's been transformative for me. But there's so many other things. You want to clear brain fog. You want to sleep better at night. You want to have better waking energy. If growth hormone, to stimulate natural growth hormone in your body. So many ways that you can live your optimal life affordably. Let them help. YourGoodwood.com. YourGoodwood.com.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
She says she's got a dream, and I ask what it is. She wants a little farm and a yard full of kids, and one more teeny weeny ride before I take her home. She thinks my tractor's sexy.
Multi-platinum Grammy-winning superstar Zach Bryan is coming to Tiger Stadium Saturday, March 28th for the Death Valley Live Stadium Series. And 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge is hooking you up with free tickets. Register now at 1045ESPN.com for your chance to win.
Man, I'm so fired up for that guy. I mean, a genuinely good dude, super talented, and just proof that you heard him say it, man. Hard work, determination, go for it, take a shot, and that's awesome. So we've had Mike on the show a bunch over the years. Every time he's had a new drop or something going on, and I will always put him on and help him build whatever he has going on. I mean, talk about 2019 LSU. That's incredible. Of course, we'll talk plenty about that every time we can. So again, Boot Up on Insta, bootup.com. Y'all check it out. 1 week from today, the new line drops. All right, Kat Terrell's here in 21 minutes from right now. We'll look forward to that. And I do want to talk to Kat about some of the free agent meetings that are taking place for the New Orleans Saints, and some of these are guys that we've talked about a little bit prior, leading up into this free agency and in this draft process. And the Saints are going to bring in Louisville wide receiver Chris Bell for a top 30 visit. Nick Underhill, New Orleans Football, was the first to report this. And this is an interesting one because, remember, Chris Bell, Louisville receiver, Tyler Shuck, former Louisville quarterback, so they played together. Now, Bell is a guy who had a late season ACL tear, but this is a guy who Senior Bowl Combine, Ross Jackson over at LouisianaSports.net, highlighted a bunch. 6'2", 220, and when you look at the ability and the production when he was healthy, was outstanding. He was considered sort of a consensus first-round projection throughout his career until his injury late in the 2025 season. So the question now is, with the injury, how far does he drop? So last year, before the injury, 72 catches, 917 yards, 6 touchdowns, averaged 83 receiving yards a game. Again, teammates with Tyler Shuck at 24 in Louisville. So this is one of those where the important part of the top 30 visit, right, is you're going to get an opportunity to get this guy on campus to your facility, and maybe more importantly, let your medical staff look him over. And it's one of those where you may look and go, you got to steal, because if this guy ends up dropping into round 2, 3, wherever it may be, a guy that was a projected first-round pick by many suffers an ACL injury, drops, and you maybe have an opportunity to steal him, reunite him with a quarterback that already has great synergy and rapport with him. I mean, I understand because it's a late season ACL, you likely miss a lot of rookie minicamp, training camp. When might he be good to go? So maybe part of the rookie season is going to be lost. But in a way, you'll sacrifice that if you're talking about a super high upside with a player like this. So one that's going to be very, very important to watch as we move to and through the draft process. Sometimes there are very obvious connective pieces here in the draft. Like you see guys projected to certain teams for reasons that make sense, and it ends up happening that way. Man, for a decade, Mike Detillier came on this show every Thursday, and every year, there was always one or two guys that every year, where there was one or two guys where knew the Saints loved him, it made a lot of sense, and the Saints were going to find a way to pull the trigger, and I'll be darned, they did. Chris Bell's one of those guys to keep an eye on for the Saints team, for a Saints team that needs wide receiver help. This is a 6'2", 220-pound receiver, so a big-bodied receiver, which is in contrast to what you have with a lot of your smaller receivers. And great relationship rapport with Tyler Shuck. Just check him out medically, see if he's good. And if he's on the board and it makes sense to pull the trigger, in round 2 through whatever it may be, that could be one I could definitely get behind. So one of those top 30 visits planned. We'll talk about that a little bit more with Kat Terrell coming up in hour number 3. Hey, we're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. Remember, if it's on the lot, it's online at southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned. So if you're in the market for a new vehicle, shop South Point Volkswagen. Go to southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. I always say just put Volkswagen on your list. 15 years ago when I started endorsing South Point Volkswagen, I had never driven a Volkswagen in my life. When we talked about doing a deal, I was like, well, I want to drive your vehicles to know. So I drove every different model that they had and fell in love. Since then, that's all Erica and I drive, are Volkswagens. She has an Atlas. I have a Crossport. The Atlas is the 3-row, 7-seater family SUV. The Crossport takes out the third row. All the same awesome features, just a little bit shorter, takes out the third row if you don't need that space. Either way, you'll find the vehicle that fits your needs at South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. Southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction? Real quick, I got to shout out Seth and Brooke LeBlanc, who, as I understand, are listening to the show. So Michael Anderson and Josiah Christo were just in studio with us. Michael told me as he was leaving, he's like, I totally forgot I was supposed to shout out Seth and Brooke LeBlanc. He said, I was driving over here. He was in his girlfriend's car, and he ran out of gas. He got in the car, started driving, didn't realize they were close to empty. So he pulled into somebody's driveway randomly. Turns out it was Seth and Brooke LeBlanc, who were listening to AFR. I mean, I guess I could make this up, but I'm not. This is what the story told me. So they happen to be listening to the show. He's like, I got to go on Moscona show. Can you help? He's like, wait, are you Michael? I was listening. They just promoted you were coming on. So anyway, shout out to Seth and Brooke LeBlanc for listening, for watching, and for helping Michael get here on time. We appreciate it. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. Tuesday show's powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. We just got a ton to do. Usually we get Tigers and the Pros to wrap up hour number 2 here in a bit. Kat Terrell's here to start hour 3. There's a cool piece up right now as well that I want to get into in hour 3. I love anonymous opinion pieces, right? Like where someone will give coaches the opportunity to speak on condition of anonymity. And you kind of have to take a leap to say, okay, well, are you believing these are credible people? Well, there's a piece where coaches were given anonymity to talk about Lane Kiffin and if they think he will win at LSU. We're going to get into that in about 30 minutes from right now. I'm very excited about it. All right, it's After Further Review. Final break here of hour number 2. We'll come back. Music, Tigers, and the Pros. Stay here. It's AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by the Watermark and the Renaissance. Watermark Downtown, Renaissance, Southtown, 2 amazing hotel properties. Remember, Watermark Baton Rouge. Watermark Baton Rouge is Baton Rouge's premier hotel property. Voted by you the best hotel in the best of 225. The original high-rise in downtown Baton Rouge. As a matter of fact, at one point I learned this, and Guarantee in our company's history at one point, when it was the Guarantee Income Life Insurance Company, Guarantee's operations were on a floor of that building. Which was at the time the Louisiana National Bank building, and one of the floors was Guarantee. In any event, Just an awesome piece of history in our city's downtown. And they've done an amazing job of maintaining the historical significance while adding modern amenities and creating a true luxury hotel property. Awesome place to have dinner at the Gregory. Casual atmosphere for Milford's on 3rd, the more casual sandwich shop. You want to have a glass of wine or a cocktail, wedding reception, or any type of event, it's Watermark Baton Rouge.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
She ain't into cars or pickup trucks, but if it runs like a deer, man, her eyes light up. She thinks my tractor's sexy. It really turns.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2. Tuesday shows powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Cat Terrell coming up in about a dozen minutes from right now. Muse, Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, we begin with the World Baseball Classic. The United States, they down Mexico 5-3 behind a dominant effort from Paul Skeens. Got the win, 4 shutout innings, just the 1 hit. Did walk about her, but punched out 7. Did it all on 60 pitches. Did Skeens. Of course, there's a pitch count limit there of 65, so he was incredibly efficient. Alex Bregman did wear the collar, 0 for 3 in the starting lineup there, playing third base, but managed to reach base on a walk. Bregman not in the lineup tonight as the United States goes to face Italy.
Italia.
Hey, there you go.
Paisa.
We love to see it, right? Yeah.
Italiano.
Josh Smith.
Vino. Calinghaio.
Went 2 for 3 today, or I should say so far, has gone 2 for 3 for the Texas Rangers. One of those his second home run of the spring. The other a single. Scored twice, drove in a run as well. Hitting .370, just doing fantastic stuff there is Josh Smith. Jake Fraley, who will remind you is now with the Tampa Bay Rays. 1 for 1 today in limited action there in spring training. Also drew a walk. Is noted the one was a double, his second of the spring there. And then on the hardwood in the NBA, a night ago, Trendon Watford got 20 minutes off the bench, turned in 6 and 5 for the Sixers, who took it on the chin. Frog in the throat there. Shot 3 of 8 from the floor. Did Trendon Watford?
Don't you go dying on me.
No, that's Tigers in the Pros.
Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com, lmfj.com. For Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, gents, thinking of popping the question, go to Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry because they have helped Louisianians get engaged for 4 decades. You will never, ever, ever find a lab or man-made diamond in the case. Natural diamonds from the finest diamond mines in the world. Scott goes on these diamond buying trips all over the country, all over the world to bring back the best product here to Louisiana. Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport, and online at lmfj.com. The thing they specialize. Yes, you will find a beautiful piece of jewelry to fit your budget, whatever that budget is. They specialize in the Lee Michaels experience, making you feel welcome and comfortable, not pressured and salesy. It's just an incredible experience when you walk into Lee Michaels. Don't be intimidated. Just walk through the door. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com, lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. LSU men's basketball season should come to an end tomorrow. Tigers play Kentucky, 11:30 a.m. That'll be on the SEC network in the SEC basketball tournament. Tigers are a 7.5-point underdog. That opened 6.5. It's climbed now up to 7.5, as I think everyone's anticipating that'll go the way that we're all anticipating it will. And then, we'll see what the decision is for the future of LSU men's basketball. I've been pretty outspoken here. I really think that there's really only 2 paths LSU takes. I think they either rehire Will Wade or as crazy as that sounds to some, I think they will either rehire Will Wade or retain Matt McMahon. I think those are the two paths. And after tomorrow, we'll likely get a sense of what that may be. But, if NC State makes the NCAA tournament, they've lost, 6 of their last 7. May have to wait a little while and see. But it's going to be a fascinating time in these parts. If the powers that be who are trying to pull off what we have all talked about them trying to pull off actually pull off what they are trying to pull off, that would be a hell of a coup. Can you imagine Lane Kiffin, Will Wade, Kim Mulkey, Jay Johnson on? Oh man, boot up! Hour 3 next.
After further review.
Brought to you by Arco Power Systems. Arco.com, Arco.com, ARCCO, Arco.com. Just north of here yesterday, there was a bad storm. High wind, heavy rain, tornadic activity, hail. A lot of people lost power. Well, you lose power, what do? A lot of you know about Generac standby generators, but what about for your business? That's where Arco Power Systems comes in. This is industrial Generac generator power. This is energy for your business. Get started today. Everything Arco does is turnkey. They can sell, service, install, lease you your industrial Generac generator. Baton Rouge, Bossier, Harvey, Lake Charles, Mandeville, Mobile, LaPorte, San Antonio, Little Rock, all over. Draw a giant circle, that whole area. You're in that footprint, Arco can help you. Power goes out, you need Arco Power Systems. ARCCO, Arco.com.